You have already created the parts of plumber block. In today's class, we will assemble all those parts. Now, first open Catia 3D Experience, and in that you select Catia Assembly Design. So I'm selecting now Catia Assembly Design. When you open this assembly design, you will get these different tools. So here you can see the tools related to the assembly, then product edition, then here view. So all these tools are very helpful while assembling the part. Now, before assembling the part, it's better to open all the parts. So here I have all the parts: body, bearing bottom, bearing top, cap, bolt, nut, lock nut, and shaft. Now these parts you can open in two ways. First one, you know the part number, just type the part number. So here let me take the part number as 67415. So just click this part number. So then here open the part. That means you are taking the part from the server. Now let me open the part which is saved in any of the drives. So let me take it from the E drive. So you have to give the location or path. So here from this folder, I am opening the part. Let me open the part that is shaft. So click open and click OK. So this is the part. Next, we will insert the parts. Now, either you can insert all the parts together or one by one. Now, here in this case, I am going for uh, calling one by one. So let me call the first part, that is body here. So right click here and here go for insert existing 3D part. Now as soon as you click that, you will get this icon. So here you have to go to the window. In that, select the first part. This is the body. So now I'll click here. Now once that is selected, you can see here this is a symbol, and click on this. So that part will come to the assembly space. Now here, if you want to move the parts in any direction, so you can use this manipulate. So click on this manipulate. So you will get this window. Here you can move the part in any direction. So let us say if you want to move it in X direction like this. So this is the direction you can see, or you can move this one in Y direction or in Z direction, or if you want to move it this part along any edges, let me take this edge, this is a reference. Along this it can also be, or you can move this object. Now also even you can move this, rotate this object like this in about X. So this is about Y, or you can even rotate about Z. Okay, so these are the options. They are very helpful in uh, manipulating the position of the object. Now let me fix this first part in the three-dimensional space. So for that I'll use this engineering connection. So here I will take the fix. So I will fix this body. Okay. Now you can see here I got the engineering connection. Now, but if you see here, it is not updated. So in order to update that, you can use this. So I will update the constraints. So click here. So it will update the constraints. Now I will call the bearing bottom here. So again the same procedure. I click here, insert existing 3D part. So click on this bearing bottom. So select the part, then click OK or accept. Now you see here, this is the location of the part. Now use the manipulation command. So here I have manipulation. So just to move the object bit away from this so that easily you can select the faces. So you can move even in y direction a little bit. So I'll keep it here. So this is the object. Now I will give the different engineering constants. Now here if you see, when I click this engineering connections, so here one thing you should make sure that here is automatic, this should be in automatically position the component. So this should be on, and this should be user defined. Now here by using this engineering connections, I will try to bring this component here. Now in order to assemble this, I will give the engineering connections like this. So the first one is the axis of this. This axis, if you bring the cursor very close, it will highlight the axis. So this axis it should be coinciding with this. Next, I will select this axis coinciding with the center. Yeah, center this axis. Now you see here, it has placed the component in this direction, but I want in the opposite direction. So for that, I will select here, click here, right click, so click opposite. Now as soon as you click this here, now as soon as you click that, it will be reoriented and will be placed in the actual position. Now here you see the type it has changed to rigid. Now the expected type is rigid only. In all the parts you want this condition, that is rigid. Now when I click this OK, click here OK, it will display one window, that is current interface status is contact. Do you want to run? Just click yes. Now you see here it is rigid. Now it is not yet updated. So in order to update the connections, just click here update. Now you see here this is rigid. Next I will call one more part. So same procedure, here right click, insert existing 3D part. So I will call this bearing top here. So click here bearing top and accept the part. Now you see here, now the part came here. So again I will use the engineering connections. Now here I will give the different engineering connection. So before that I will reposition this part. So using the manipulator. So in the direction I'll move a little bit. Okay. Now the part is here. Now I will give similarly. Now I will apply the engineering connections for this. So first I will take here the axis, this axis. Second, you should be very careful while selecting the axis. So properly reorient and select the axis. Now I will select this axis and this axis. So it will be reoriented in this direction. Next, this face I will select. So you can select this face and this face. So it will be reoriented. Next, I will select the axis of one with the axis of this. Now you see here automatically it has turned to rigid. Click OK, here click yes, then update. So here you can see rigid, that is 3. Now I'll import the cap. So here right click, insert your existing 3D part. So go to cap here and select the part. Click OK. Now you see here the cap came here. So use manipulator. So move the object away from the main assembly. So I'll take a bit here. So now you can see it is very close, but it is not touching the assembly. Now I will give the engineering connections here. So I'll click engineering connections. I will select the axis of this with the axis of this. Now still it is not rigid. So I will give one more constraint here, that is this axis with this. Now you see here it is converted to rigid. Click OK. Then you have to update this. So for that either you can press Ctrl and U, or you can select this one. Next I will import another part. So right click, insert existing 3D part. Now I will go for bolt. So here this is a bolt. Select this and here accept. Now that bolt it will come here. So use the manipulation and keep it away from the assembly. Now I want to place this bolt here. So I will use again the engineering connections. Now I will give the engineering connections here. So click on the engineering connections and I will select this axis and this, sorry. So this, if you want to clear this, right click here and delete. So I will select this axis and this one. Next, I will select this face with this one. Now I'll just click here OK. So now you see here it is not a rigid one. So in order to convert that, so I will check in which direction it's moving. So if I click here and here if I try to move with respect to the constraint, so you can see it is moving in this direction, right? So what I will do is I will just go back to the constraint again and I will select this face and this one and I will give parallel. Now you can see as soon as I convert that one to parallel, so it will become rigid. Next you update. Next I will insert another part. So I'll call here insert existing 3D part. Now I will go to nut here and I'll select nut and I'll accept. Now nut will come here. Next go to manipulation and keep wherever you want. Just I will keep it here very close to the object. Next I will give the engineering connections. So click here engineering connections. Now I'll just drag this one. I'll keep it here. Now I'll select this with this and I will select this axis and this axis, so it will come here. Now still it is not rigid, so what I will do is I'll select Now I'll click OK. Next, you see here, it is if you manipulate its position, it can move in this direction, right? So I will again modify the constraint, or I'll add one more constraint here. So I'll just click here this constraint. I will select this face and this face, and I will make this one parallel. Now you see here it is rigid. Update. Now I'll insert one more part, that is the lock nut. Go to existing 3D part, and here lock nut is there. Click on that, select this and click OK. Now lock nut came. You manipulate the position, just bring it very close to the target place. Now I will give the constraints. So first you select this face and this one. Next you select this axis with this axis, and I want this one here. So these two are parallel. Now you see here automatically it is rigid. Click OK and update. Now you see here this part, same parts again you can call and you can give all these constraints. Now I will use this assembly symmetry features. I will select this object, and this is the symmetric plane. So automatically it will come and it will fit here. Okay, click here. Now similarly, this part also I can do. Select the, go to assembly symmetry. So select this and select the middle part plane. So this part came here and click OK. That clicking outside. Next, I'll select again assembly symmetry, and I can select the mid plane like this. Then click OK. Now you see here. Now I'll insert one more part, that is shaft. Right click, insert existing 3D part, and here shaft. So click on the shaft and click OK. The shaft will come. Now as usual, you give the constraints here. So go to engineering connection. First I will select this axis and this axis. Next, now I will give the constraint here. So engineering connection. Click this one and this axis. Okay. Next, I will select this face and this face. Now you see here, it has taken the coincidence. So I will replace that one with the offset. So offset length, I will give some 45, and I will check is it going inside or outside. See, it has come out. So I'll give in the reverse direction and give some minus 45. You see, it has gone inside. But I want this one, this some portion of the part in this side also. So I'll just increase that one to minus 75. I'll click OK. Now you see here it is in between. Click OK. Now you see here it is not fully constrained. So what you can do is you can give the constraint between this plane and this plane in order to get that fully rigid. See, you need to give all these constraints in order to constrain this shaft, that is actual constraint. Then you have to give one offset, that is this face to this face, that is offset, and this plane to this plane you have to give the parallelism. So this is the final assembly of plumber block. Next we will see the drafting. Now, in order to do drafting, you have to create, you have to go for drafting. So here I will click the drafting. This is the drafting. Now, in this one, I have to set the page layout. Now, if you click here, so you will get here the different options. So in that, I will select A3 sheet. Next, I want to keep this one in landscape mode itself, and I will click OK. Now, suppose if you want to get here title box and all, you can add that. But right now, I am not using that, so I am just clicking OK. Next, you go to here view and fit the paper. Now this is now the drawing space. Now in this, I will select the front view of the plumber block. You click here front view. Now after clicking the front view, you go to the assembly. So here it will ask you to select the face. Now I will select this one, this face. Just click on this face. Now you see here the plumber block front view came in the drawing sheet. Now here you can adjust this orientation just by rotating like this. So click here. So it will rotate the plumber block. Now you click and click outside the sheet. So you got this front view. Now you drag and place wherever you want. Now in this one, I want the hidden edges and all the other lines. For that, I am just clicking here, right click and properties. In this, I will activate hidden lines, axis lines. Then if there is any threads that I will also activate, then center. Then you click OK. Now you see here the drawing has changed. Next, if you want to show the dimensions, that also you can show here in the annotation. You can show whatever the dimensions you want to show. For example, this one, or let me show you the other height, that is the length, all the lengths you can show. Now, if you want the projections, just click here. Now, one thing you should note here is when you are selecting this projection, this view should be active. So just click on this projection. This red color, it indicates it's active view. Just click here outside. Okay. Now you see here, still it is active. Now using this, I can just take the side view also. So I'll keep it here. Now, if I want to change the view, this is my active view. Just right click here and change that one to active. Then it will take the projection with respect to this, but I want here hidden with respect to this, so I'll change this one to active view. Next, let us draw the sectional view. For that, I will pass a section plane in the top view. Now in this, I should make sure that the top view is active. So I'll just pass the section plane. To pass the section plane, you just click here, that is offset section view. Then you select this half of this, uh, pass the plane exactly at the center. Now click here, then drop, double click. So then you can move and you can place it wherever you want. Just click here. So this is actually the half section view. Now similarly, if you want 1/4 of the section, that can also be, you can also draw 1/4 of the section. So like this. So I will just show you and I'll keep it here. But you select the appropriate sheet size. So here it is not possible to accommodate all the drawing, so I just kept this one outside. You can select other sheets in order to place the uh, drawing. Now at the end, after selecting the, after doing the assembly and all, you have to you have to create the bill of materials. So here you just use the bill of material option available here. So just click bill of material and it will ask what type you want. So let us select the default one and click OK and click in the sheet, it will come. So you place it here and you can adjust the size here, and you can even change this. So here you can see this is the part ID. So if you want to change that, that can be done, but it will take how you have given the part in the uh, while creating the model. So this is actually bill of material, and you can even place wherever you want. And in the bill of material, suppose if you want to change the properties like the style or border, all those things, that can also be done. Text properties, and also you want to change, you can change. And in that, if you have given the material and all, everything it will come here. Okay, thank you. Huh?